Ricky got the quarters for the table and broke while I pulled hard on the sorrow and smoke. Raising up my bottle, I looked for a chance as you set your glass down on the bar with a glance at me down at the Horseshoe Lounge. Shuffleboard and neon light down at the Horseshoe Lounge. Cigarettes and whiskey tonight. Ricky said she's out of your league, let her go, as I watched you pick your partner on that old dance floor. I know it didn't work out the first time we tried, but I'd do anything to have you by my side again. Down at the Horseshoe Lounge, peel the label off a Miller Lite. Down at the Horseshoe Lounge, I stood here thinking about you every night. Are you the one who faltered? Was I the one who strayed? Maybe God left us out of the plans He made. Here's to misbeginnings and things that never start, for these are the ghosts that run around in my heart. But when I see that where I'm going isn't where I want to be, I get the urge to look you up, see if you would come and meet me down at the Horseshoe Lounge. Hey buddy, have you got a light? Down at the Horseshoe Lounge. Just one more and I'll be alright. Everybody sing. Down at the Horseshoe Lounge, peel the label off a Miller Lite. Sing it home now, everybody. Down at the Horseshoe Lounge, I sit here thinking about you every night. Ricky got the quarters for the table and broke while I pulled hard on the sorrow and smoke. Well, Sherry had a pawn shop band of gold, a sink full of dishes, and a love grown cold. Along came a boy, pretty as the devil. She took his hand, the whole thing unraveled. There's no turning round, it's broke down. Billy took the ring, jammed it in his pocket, drove downtown, tried to hawk it. Down at the bottom of Lake Pontchartrain, there's a love note carved inside a wedding ring. Broke down, cracked and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. Broke down, torn and frayed, ain't nothing left you could give away. There's no turning round, it's broke down. Ain't no telling where love goes, baby, down where the Black River flows. Won't be coming back round, it's broke down. Baby in the back seat and another on the way. Sherry thinks of Billy at the end of every day. Spends her nights waiting for real life to start, listening to the sound of her double-crossed heart. Broke down, cracked and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. There's no turning round, it's broke down. On the other side of town, two lovers lie still. cigarette smoking on a windowsill. There's a picture locked up in an old suitcase. Billy closes his eyes, but he still sees her face. Broke down, cracked and shattered, left in pieces like it never even mattered. Broke down, torn and frayed, ain't nothing left you could give away. There's no turning round, it's broke down. It's broke down. Scrappy Judd Newcomb on guitar there, folks. So glad you could join us for our 9th annual Thanksgiving weekend show at the beloved Mucky Duck here in Houston. Thanks so much. We're going to do some requests. We're going to do some holiday seasonal songs, some happy songs, maybe one happy song, a lot of sad songs. New songs, old favorites. We'll do a song off our latest record. Came out earlier this year. This is called Through the Dark. 1, 2, 1, 2. Dark clouds gather on the western range. This time it feels like more than just another cold, hard rain. Rivers rising over old floodlines. Here come the prophets calling out the end of times. When the night comes creeping in and the day has left a mark, I'll take you by the hand, together through the dark. We nurse our bruises and we touch our scars. We look up into the night, seeing chaos in the stars. Through endless time, the same old dance. We stray out into the dark in search of one last chance. When the night comes creeping in and the day has left a mark, take you by the hand, together through the dark. I'll tend the fire through the night and through the doubt. Can't fight the storm outside, but we can wait it out. This world is hard from the day you're born. You can't pick up the rose without a handful of thorns, holding on to the slimmest hope. You can beg for mercy or you can pray for a little more rope. When the doubt comes creeping in and life has left its mark, take you by the hand, together through the dark. When the night comes creeping in and the day has left a mark, I'll take you by the hand, together through the dark. Together through the dark. Together through the dark. Thanks, everybody. New music. Oh, thanks so much. From using new music to old favorites. This one's about 20 years old. My drinking days are over. No more nights at the carousel. My buddies say they're gonna miss me, but who could ever tell? I never knew what time it was till closing time came round. My drinking days are over, but I'm still trouble bound. I used to hang at the horseshoe. You'd see me spinning at the broken spoke. I'd take some gal down to Green Hall. We lived on whiskey and smoke. Don't know how it all started. Didn't mean to hurt no one. Some bad luck, what's done can't be undone. Well, it was way past midnight, and it hollered out, last call. I turned around and Wranglin' Ron was headed for a brawl. I didn't know that other guy was a cop. I guess I didn't care. Sometimes you gotta act like you got a fare. That's what Wranglin' Ron told me one night. My drinking days are over. No more nights at the carousel. No more fights, no more neon lights. I guess it's just as well. I never knew what time it was till closing time came round. My drinking days are over, but I'm still trouble bound. Playing the baritone guitar, that's Scrappy Newcomb there, folks. Well, I got a ride out to Huntsville. I'll be there for a while, staring out a mesh window, mile after mile. I don't have any regrets, well, maybe just a few. Man's gonna do what he's gonna do. My drinking days are over. No more nights at the carousel. My buddies say they're gonna miss me. They can go to hell. I never knew what time it was till closing time came round. Drinking days are over, but I'm still trouble bound. I never knew what time it was till closing time came round. Drinking days are over, but I'm still trouble bound. Drinking days are over. Thanks, everybody. We're going to breakfast now, I think.
Okay.
Yep. All right, it's time to do a couple requests now. I used to take requests live at the shows, and it was fun. You know, I'd try to find out who came the farthest distance or put up with the most difficulties to get to the show, and I'd do a request for that person. Like I remember one time at the Mucky Duck, somebody drove all the way from Galveston, and their headlights didn't work. So they made it to the show, but we never found out if he made it home to Galveston in the night. So I can't do requests on demand anymore because I have too many songs and I can't keep them in my head all the time. So if you want a request, you got to get on the mailing list and send it ahead of time so I can Google the lyrics. This next song was requested through the proper channels by two people, Russ Ford and his sons. Where's Russ? Where's Russ? Hey, how you doing, guys? Good. All right. You got some young folks in the audience. It's nice to see you. All right. And also a guy named Jeff who wanted to hear the song in July, and I wouldn't play for him because he didn't do it in advance. But Jeff's here, all right? He worked in the timber industry, and he sent me a note. Told me that in the 80s he worked in the timber industry here in Texas, and he said he talked to some old timers who used to ride the log jams on the Sabine River, just like Sandy Gray did up in the Musquash River. So it's pretty cool that Texas had its own log drives back in the day. Guys wanted to hear a folk song I wrote called Breakfast in Hell? Yeah. I know it's a folk song because it's 7 minutes long. Gonna take a couple of deep breaths here. It's 7 minutes long. It's a true story. Happened in Canada. Happened in the 1800s. It's in a minor key. I'm using a capo. There's an audience participation part in it. It was told to me on the spot where it happened, and a guy dies in it, and there's an audience participation part in it. Let's do it. In the melting snows of Ontario, where the wind will make you shiver, 'twas the month of May up in Georgian Bay, near the mouth of the Musquash River, where the bears prowl and the coyotes howl. You can hear the osprey scream. Back in '99 we were cutting pine, sending it down the stream. Young Sandy Gray came to go home Bay all the way from PEI, where the weather's rough and it makes you tough and no man's afraid to die. Sandy came a smiling, 30,000 Islands was the place to claim his glory. Now Sandy's gone, but his name lives on. This is Sandy's story. Young Sandy Gray lives on today in the echoes of a mighty yell. Listen close and you'll hear a ghost in this story that I tell. Boys, this story that I tell. Now Sandy Gray was boss of the men who tossed the trees onto the shore. They'd come and go till they built a flow, 100,000 logs or more. And he'd ride 'em down towards Severn Sound to cut 'em up in the mills for timber. And the ships would haul spring, summer, and fall till the ice came in December. One Sabbath day, big Sandy Gray came into camp with a peavey on his shoulder. With a thunder crack, he dropped his axe and the room got a little bit colder. He said, "Come on, all you, we got work to do. We gotta give her all we can give her. There's a jam of logs at the little jog near the mouth of the Musquash River." With no time to pray on the Lord's day, they were hoping for God's forgiveness. But the jam was high in a devil's sky. They set out about their business. They poked with the poles and ran with the wolves and tried to stay on their feet. Every trick they tried, and one man cried, "This log jam's got us beat." But Sandy Gray was not afraid. He let out a mighty yell. "I'll be down, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell." Scrappy. Now, it's everybody's favorite part now, the audience participation part. How many people have done the part with us before at the shows? Yeah, okay, we've got a good crew. How many people don't know what I'm talking about? Well, it's about half and half. All right, we've got some new blood in the audience. Well, don't get nervous, folks. It's a very easy part. It's not difficult at all. I'm not going to be all Pete Seeger on you and divide the room into a melody half and a harmony half. And there's no words to memorize or anything like that. It's just a rhythmic thing, kind of a grunt, a heave-ho, if you will. We're all going to be lumberjacks on the Sabine River for just a couple of minutes here. While we do this next verse, we want you to do it along with us here. Scrappy and I will get you started. Then we want everybody pitching in, man, woman, and child. Here we go. Hoom, ha, that's the part. Hoom, ha, do it with us now. Hoom, ha, not if you're eating though. Hoom, ha, keep it going now. Hoom, ha, every one of the men did the work of 10. Sandy scrambled up to the top. He's working like a dog, even 30-foot logs, and it looked like he'd never stop. Yeah, they struggled on, these men so strong, till the jam began to sway. And they dove for cover to the banks of the river, all except for Sandy Gray. All right, you can stop now. That was a fine work, gang. Thanks for pitching in. Very nicely done. I've been doing this little bit for about 25 years now, and I've noticed a few years after I started doing it that there's always a couple of people in the audience. You don't have to raise your hand or feel embarrassed or anything. There's always a few who were concentrating so hard on their part that they didn't hear what happened in that verse. Now they're lost, so we'll do a quick little recap.
To me almost every night.
Happens to you, Scrappy, really, after all this time, huh? Well, that's sad.
I count on this portion of the show right here.
Okay. So we'll do a quick little recap for those lost people. The good news is we broke the log jam, so your work is over for the night. You can relax now. Bad news is our captain, Sandy Gray, he didn't make it off in time as the jam all came tumbling down. That's where we're picking up the story. Now with thoughts of death, they held their breath as they saw their man go down. They all knew in a second or two he'd be crushed or frozen or drowned. Yeah, they saw him fall and they heard him call just once, then it was over. Young Sandy Gray gave his name that day near the mouth of the Musquash River. But Sandy Gray was not afraid. He let out a mighty yell. I'll be down, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell, boys. It's breakfast in hell. East of Giant's Tomb, there's plenty of room, there's no fences and no walls. And if you listen close, you'll hear a ghost down by Sandy Gray Falls. Through the tops of the trees, you'll hear in the breeze echoes of a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell. And Sandy Gray lives on today in the echoes of a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell. Ooh, boy, that's a lot of work, isn't it? We're gonna.
You're gonna do 2 workplace disaster songs.
I was going to. I was going to do 2, and I realized two songs in the same key in a row. Actually, oh, yeah. I'm going to do a quick audible and change things around just a little bit. Here's a song that was requested by 3 people last night in San Antonio, so we better do it again here tonight. Right? It's Flower Dresses.
Oh, great.
She was leaning long-legged neath the bottle cap sign of the country store with a Coke and a smile. Coolest place to linger on an Arkansas day when she saw him passing by. He said, I'll take you back to Texas and my name is Ray, where the stars are bigger than the hit parade. And she stopped dreaming her dreams, started dreaming his, traded in her childhood. She wore flower dresses for him, rolled her hair and scrubbed her freckled skin, on the chance that they were going out tonight, catch a show, maybe grab a bite. And she looked real nice, she looked real nice. Sometimes I think about my daddy and his old spice grin, a clean dress shirt and a farmer's tan. She never asked him questions and he never told her lies, but I heard my mama cry some. And I was sitting in the hallway on the night he left, hugging my knees, holding my breath. I was never sure why, but he was damn sure gone. Thought it was maybe my fault. She wore flower dresses for him, rolled her hair and scrubbed her freckled skin, on the chance that they were going out tonight, catch a show, maybe grab a bite. And she looked real nice, she looked real nice. Just starting to chill a bit. The fireflies over the field, and it brings to mind the glider where she used to sit, count the headlights on the highway. And I think of where you're going, where you are tonight, what you must have seen since I last saw those eyes. I know I can't win if I do not play. This whole thing scares me. She wore flower dresses for him, rolled her hair and scrubbed her freckled skin, on the chance that they were going out tonight, catch a show, maybe grab a bite. And she looked real nice, she looked real nice. Yeah, she looked real nice, she looked real nice. Oh, there's Karen Cleaves. She's going to be setting up the merch table pretty soon there. You all set up back there, Kay?
Look at her by the Christmas tree there.
Kay, I forgot to bring one of the merchandise samples to the stage. You want to bring me one of those? At some point, not right away, but at any time. We'll be talking about merchandise later, but the next song is for Taylor and Trevor. Did I get that right? Taylor and Trevor. Oh, that's you guys right in the front row. All right. Taylor and Trevor. I saw them last year at Thanksgiving, and they were celebrating a big anniversary, a wedding anniversary. Which one? It was 1 week, right? All right. So you're celebrating your 53rd week anniversary tonight. All right. All right. I'm glad you made it through the first year. All right. Yay. Nice to see you back again. All right. It was a good year? Awesome. All right. So you guys want to hear the song Below, right? All right. We could do that about a little town in Maine called Flagstaff, founded by Benedict Arnold on his way to Canada. Did you know that? Yeah, that's right. It's on the river called the Dead River up in Maine. There's an old dirt road just off Route 9, fades into the lake at the low water line. Sometimes I wander down that road alone, remembering the town that I once called home. I grew up in the valley, every neighbor a friend, until the modern world started creeping in. One day came the lawyers, cash in hand. They swore that our village should light up the land. The dusky waters move cold and slow, and the ghosts of a village still wander below. Homesteads of families and friends forevermore, haunting the valley below this sparkling shore. Surrounding the valley was a painted red line, drawn by company men like a mark in a crime. A silent reminder that all inside it must go, or be lost to the rising of the dead river's flow. Some folks took the money, started grinding gears, while the rest of us held out for 20-odd years. We watched our town like a photograph fade as the company came to take it all away. They tore down the church, the schoolhouse burned, they dug up the graves, the wheels of progress turned. They got Dutchie's store, Evans' pool hall, when the dozers rolled, it shattered us all. The dusky waters move cold and slow, and the ghosts of a village still wander below. Homesteads of families and friends forevermore, haunting the valley below this sparkling shore. Stayed as long as she could. Her house on the hill towered over the flood. It rose up alone in the dark of night, its face on the water in the cold moonlight. I shake off the memories on my lips of prayer. Thanks for the grace and the beauty down there. And while the porch lights glow all over the state, there's nothing but darkness under the lake. The dusky waters move cold and slow, and the ghosts of a village still wander below. Homesteads of families and friends forevermore, haunting the valley below the sparkling shore. They haunt the valley below this sparkling shore. All right, song for Taylor and Trevor. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I got it. Your other song is coming up. I need some props for the other song that's coming up in a little while. Oh, thank you very much, Derek. All right, props. Thank you. Holiday songs. It was 32 years ago yesterday, the day after Thanksgiving. Karen and I had our final Thanksgiving with our family up in Maine, where we grew up. And we headed out to Texas in our 74 Dodge Dart Sport with a trailer behind it, homemade U-Haul trailer. It was the day after Thanksgiving, and we got a late start. I remember, it's a long trip, Maine to Texas. And I remember we said we have to get out of the state of Maine at least. So we drove about 2.5 hours just to get out of Maine. That was our first day. It was a slow start.
Fair enough.
But we had a lot of preparation to do. That's a big trip, you know. We totally unrooting our lives. And we had no idea what we were getting into. We didn't have any family, or we just knew one couple of people in Texas that they were like friends of the family, but we didn't really know them. So we're pretty much going blind, and we had no idea what we were getting into. But like, we didn't know how to smoke a brisket. We'd never heard of fajitas or pico de gallo or anything like that. We didn't know how to drink tequila. Didn't know about the Kerrville Folk Festival. But thankfully, we fell in with his family, who took us under their wing, and they taught us how to be Texans throughout the year. And we joined them for holidays and all their fun stuff they did throughout the year. And then they invited us to their annual New Year's Day tradition, where they swim in Barton Springs in downtown Austin. And Karen didn't swim. Karen's not a cold weather person. She moved out of Maine for, the main reason was to get out of the cold weather. But I swam with the Maxis and the Viators, and it was a cold day, and I got out of the Barton Springs, and they wrapped a towel around me and gave me a shot of tequila in the parking lot. They drove me up to the Capitol steps, and the patriarch of the family, Jack Maxey, he kneeled over me and uttered a few oaths and declared me a naturalized Texas citizen. Very proud moment. That was, and it all began 32 years ago yesterday when we left Maine. So here's the story. This is the eulogy for Jack Maxey, who passed away a few years after that. And we had a lot of good times with him and his family. Well, you might think there's nothing left but ashes in a box on a table at Crosby's bar. But there's more than meets the eye. You didn't leave us when you died. Your spirit will live on, what we do, who we are. Oh, Aunt Betty's gonna tell us stories about the family. Daughter Susan is gonna sing your favorite song. Cousin Perry will spend the day telling tales of the blue and gray. And the Cajun will keep picking all night long. We'll be putting down the brisket and tequila down in Kerrville with the seekers of the shade. 'Cause a piece of you lives on, not only in this song, but in all the lives you touched and every friendship that you made. We're gonna go up to Maine and eat some clams and lobsters. Fight the worm down in sunny Cancun Bay. We'll be home by Christmas Eve, telling tales you won't believe. And we'll swim in Barton Springs on New Year's Day. Greg's gonna watch the Isles up at Carlisle, bringing smiles just like he used to do. Uncle Dave's got a whiskey toast. I'll be driving from coast to coast, and your smiling face will live on in the heart of Widow Sue. Oh, we're gonna jump across the mighty Mississippi, way up north where it's just a little stream. Brother Bill's gonna keep an eye on the kin you left behind. Oh, you taught us how to live and you showed us how to dream. We're gonna go up to Maine and eat some clams and lobsters. Bite the worm down in sunny Cancun Bay. Home by Christmas Eve, telling tales you won't believe. And we'll swim in Barton Springs on New Year's Day. Sing along now. Yeah, we're gonna go up to Maine and suck on the heads of lobsters, like a Cajun gone home to Frenchman Bay. home by Christmas Eve, telling tales you won't believe. And we'll swim in Barton Springs on New Year's Day. Little Peter Brady there. On a November sky. Okay. Well, here's a song I do up in Maine a lot. A friend of mine from Maine named Mark Farrington wrote this song. And I don't do it in Texas because Texans don't know the import of a November sky. A November sky is a foreboding thing to a Mainer. It means you're in for a long haul of cold and dark and damp and lonely. And that's why we got out of there. To a Texan, November sky means, oh, it's really nice out, isn't it? Wow. Across the road, down at the bottom of the field, there's a rusty tractor, Eastery John Deere. It's been there since my daddy's daddy was a boy. The engine quit, and there she sits, like an old forgotten toy. Further on down where the white birches grow, Grandpa used to take me for his favorite evening show. He said he liked to watch the leaves fall from the trees. Kinda think he just liked being with me. I used to think that time was something that never changed. I used to think that life was always easy. Now I know that seasons change, and so must I. I've grown to love November skies. November skies, smile down on me. Let the winds of change come set me free. November skies try to ease my tired mind, but I know that the winter winds aren't far behind. I used to tag along while Grandpa did his chores. I still remember wrestling with that squeaky old barn door. Seems I'd always end up getting in his way. He'd just shake his head and smile, and he always let me stay. I used to think that time was something that never changed. I used to think that life was always easy. Now I know that seasons change, and so must I. I've grown to love November skies. November skies, smile down on me. Let the winds of change come set me free. November skies try to ease my tired mind, but I know that the winter winds aren't far behind. Yes, I know that the winter winds aren't far behind. That's a special request for Lisa and Gary here tonight. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Gary. All right, let's see. A couple more seasonal songs here. Here's was one of my favorite holiday songs when I was a kid growing up. And when you're a kid in the 60s and 70s and a holiday special plays on TV, it's a really exciting thing. You know, you brush your teeth and put on your jammies, and you gather around the TV with your folks and your little siblings, and it's just a wonderfully exciting time. Now, if on some tragic year, you missed it in the TV guide and you missed your favorite TV Christmas special. Too bad, right? You got to wait for a whole another year for it. Right. These young guys here, these guys have it easy. They could stream it anytime they want, or put the DVD in the player or something like that, and watch it in the car if they want to. But I had to wait a whole year if I missed this one. So man, I was about 20 years old. I got myself a VCR and I learned it. I played the song to myself. I watched the song by myself and I learned the song from a VCR. I actually did. I learned it from a VCR tape. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
The old-fashioned way.
You got to explain to the kids what a VCR is. Right. So now I can play it for myself anytime I want. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. Mr. Grinch, you've got termites in your smile. You've got all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between the two of you, I'd take the seasick crocodile. You're a rotter, Mr. Grinch. You're the king of sinful sots. Your heart's a dead tomato washed with moldy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. You're a three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nausea super nos. You're a crooked jerky jockey and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of rubbish imaginable, mangled up, entangled up knots. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, sing along now. Stink, stank, stunk. Excellent. All right. Good old Dr. Seuss. I got one more Christmas song, a song I wrote. It's on our new record. That's available on CD and vinyl for all you Houston hipsters here tonight. I got my Sharpies ready to sign at the end of the show, but so I wrote a Christmas song of my own, and to stay on brand, of course, it's a very sad song. It's called At Christmas Time. Well, maybe one. Maybe one. No? Okay. All right. You raised him right, didn't you? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I stayed in town too long, I guess. I can't afford regrets. I saw the writing on the wall. We all pinned our hopes upon the politician's song, but all is silent in the empty Union Hall. It was a time when factories hummed, enough for everyone. We didn't notice what we had. Today I'll drive to the Dollar Tree. I work from 8 to 3, and then the nursing home to check on Mom and Dad. Sister married, moved out west, took the civil service test, delivers bills and junk mail on the streets of the big city now. Younger brother joined the Corps, and on deployment number 4, took some shrapnel in his knee and puts up with the pain somehow. And as for those who moved away, as for those who moved away, I wonder if they'd say they think about this place they left behind. This old house is all that's left, a family once so blessed. The memories echo off the walls at Christmas time. The memories echo off the walls at Christmas time. Oh, I think maybe not a happy song. Let's do a goofy song at least. Let's do a happy, goofy song. This is a song I wrote as a writing exercise over a period of years. I'd just work on it for a few minutes at a time till I got the ball rolling, and then I'd work on a real song. I never thought this would be a real song. It was just this little goofy exercise. I was seeing how many times I could rhyme Texas in the same song. But it turned into the Texas Love Song, and it's kind of a goof on Texans and how proud they are, how much they love their state, which I don't have to explain to you people. But when I play this song over the border, above the Red River, I have to explain to people just how far Texans take their love of their state, the pride of their state. The illustration I give to them is, I heard that there's some graffiti in Brooklyn and New York City. Some Texan wrote on the side of the wall of some bar, "I hate this part of Texas." For you, I'd give up all my time searching for the perfect rhyme, and this is one that certainly perplexes. For you, I would spend all my days thinking up all the crazy ways I love you even more than I love Texas. You got Bel Air class, Dallas style, Austin soul, and a Newcomb smile. For you, I'd trade my truck in for a Lexus. You smell as sweet as the piney woods. I'd marry you if I thought I could. I love you even more than I love Texas. You're the barb on my wire, sparking my campfire. There's no brighter star in all the multiplexes. I love this state, you know I do, but the best thing in this state is you. I love you even more than I love Texas. as sharp as a prickly pear. The sun shines in your golden hair. Your smile hits me right in the solar plexus. Skin is soft as early morning rain, tempered like a Gulf Coast hurricane. I love you even more than I love Texas. From the mucky duck to the broken spoke, you know this state like an old cowpoke. You know where all the tastiest Tex-Mexes. KPFT on the radio, playing Robert Earl and Billy Joe. I love you even more than I love Texas. You're the barb on my wire, spark in my campfire. Let's head out west where nobody can text us. I promise you I'll never cheat, or you can throw me out in the old mesquite. I love you even more than I love Texas. And if you make me leave this state, well, I'll groan, but I won't hesitate. 'Cause I love you even more than I love Texas. Oh-da-da-dee, oh-da-da-dee. All right. Thanks for singing along.
Let's turn it into a sing-along.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Oh, we're going to stay in Texas for a few more songs here. Let's do a couple off the new record there, Scrappy. Yeah. Scrappy's the producer of the record. That means he hired the musicians in the studio and played guitar and played bass and played keyboards. He played percussion. He sang harmony on it. He did all the work. I just sat there and sat in a little booth and played my part, and Scrappy did the rest.
Well, you did write the songs, though, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. There's that. So we're going to do one called Put the Shovel Down. Way back in Blanco County, I knew a troubled soul. This cowboy couldn't get out of his own way. A chip upon his shoulder, quick to lose control, digging himself deeper every day. Losing friends and family, stumbling along, kicked out of every drinking hole in town. Every day just singing that same old jukebox song, till he learned to put the shovel down. Some guys keep right on digging, you could say they're trouble bound. If you want to get out of the hole you're in, the first thing you gotta do is put the shovel down. I don't mean to be a preacher, and I know that I'm no saint. You can ask all the people I have hurt. What I've got to say, boys, you can take or leave. Quit your digging and climb up out of the dirt. Some guys keep right on digging, you could say they're trouble bound. If you want to get out of the hole you're in, first thing you gotta do is put the shovel down. I woke up this morning, watched the climbing sun. I counted up my blessings one by one. I will be here standing when that sun goes down, because I learned to put the shovel down. Some guys keep right on digging, you could say they're trouble bound. Some guys just won't stop digging till they're 6 feet underground. Some guys keep right on digging, there's no mystery I've found. If you want to get out of the hole you're in, the first thing you gotta do is put the shovel down. Right. Another song for Taylor and Trevor. They asked for a song off my new record. It's a thrill to hear request off the new album. It's only been out a few months. It came out March on CD and July on vinyl. And they want to hear a song I wrote with Wranglin' Ron Coy. Wranglin' Ron, I saw him just before the pandemic. He was living in Wimberley, and he was headed down to Terlingua to help a buddy of his build and open up a combination dance hall laundromat in Terlingua. So thought that was a good idea. It's just what Terlingua needs, right?
You know, you'd be surprised. In far west Texas, there's a lot of something combination
makes
laundromats.
Sense. Got to be efficient. Yeah.
There's an ice cream parlor combination laundromat. Yeah.
Is it? There's an ice cream parlor laundromat?
Yeah.
Really? That's a trend. All right, cool.
You know, everybody needs to do laundry out there.
Right, I'll bet. That's a good gimmick. So within a few weeks of Ron moving to Terlingua, he started texting me little snippets of conversations he'd have and descriptions of the characters he was meeting down there in Terlingua. And Ron fits right into Terlingua pretty well. He's a character himself. But the most interesting character he met there in his first few weeks was a Terlingua chili queen from Dallas, and this is her song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sandy worked in Dallas in an office in the sky, chatting up the oil men, her hair piled up high. Bought designer clothes at the Galleria Mall, dancing in deep Ellum, she was fairest of them all. The husbands and the houses, they come and then they go, and when the dust would settle, she'd be right back on her own. If you wanna get ahead, you got to do the shuck and jive. So every day it's out of bed and on to 35, putting on mascara in the rearview mirror. In the backseat of her mind, there's a little flash of fear. Is this the life she wanted when she was a little girl, or is there something more out in the great big world? She started feeling crazy. She started thinking wild. She wondered what would happen if she drove 600 miles. She planned her getaway. She had the motive and the means. That's how a beaten down Dallas gal became the chili queen. After 22 many years chasing wedding rings, she traded in her Lexus, sold off all her things. Goodbye to fancy dinners, goodbye to therapy. She headed west on 20 with a chili recipe. On the dash, a pack of Salem's and a half a pint of gin, not caring if she'd ever see the Metroplex again. No, she drove all through the night toward that little border town. It's time for starting over, no time for backing down. Sunrise in Terlingua on that truck stop cafe. That's how a beaten down Dallas gal became the chili queen. Found a place on Agua Fria with a kitchen out the back. Bought some pots and pans and she started to relax, stirring and a tasting out in the open air. Sunshine on her skin, desert breezes in her hair. She won the chili cook-off, went off to celebrate, dancing at La Kiva like she's about to levitate. She kissed a river out, they started singing, drinking songs. Said, I'm here for a good time, I'm not here for long. Now they're headed for the desert in search of mescaline. She planned her getaway, she had the motive and the means. Sunrise in Terlingua on that truck stop cafe, dancing at the starlight like she was 17. That's how a beaten down Dallas gal became the chili queen. so much. 2 years ago, we were about to go in to make the record. That's right, 2 years ago. Yeah, right. Yeah. And we were real excited about the Chili Queen song, and so we thought we have to have some really good merchandise for the Terlingua Chili Queen. Before we even recorded the song, Karen's idea came up, a scented candle, a scented Chili Queen candle. We had a chef friend of ours come up with custom scent. These are 2 scents. This is cilantro lime. Makes the minivan smell really good. Cilantro lime, and we have chili pepper scent. And I'm sorry, folks, but we're out of the beef chili scent. Those sold really quick. We can't get those anymore. So we got, these are at the merch table, just beyond the bathrooms over there. Karen will take care of you at the end of the show, and I'll get my Sharpies and sign some stuff after just a few more songs here. Stay in Texas for one more song, then Scrappy's going to do one for us. And we'll have the big finish. Up at Henry's Bar and Grill on the north side of town, I saw a man reach up to heaven and pull his song on down to a smoke-filled room of misfits, young and old and brave and small, and with the laughing eyes of the Buddha, he shared it with us all. And every soul in that roadhouse felt the power of his song. Through life's joys and sorrows, he brought us together as one. They called him God's own yodeler, the Pavarotti of the plains. There's no bigger voice in Texas. Don Walzer was his name. He was raised out in La Mesa, just a boy when his mama died. But Daddy at the mill all night in that empty house he cried. He'd climb up in the oak tree to sing his broken heart. The neighbors gathered in the yard, listening in the dark, singing songs about West Texas, cowboys and old John Deeres, rodeos and drive-ins and the thrill of teenage years. They called him God's own yodeler, the Pavarotti of the plains. There's no bigger voice in Texas. Don Walzer was his name. Odaloo, 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 tee. Honky-tonks and dance halls to the grand old Opry, Don Walzer brought a smile to every fan who came to see. Now it's oxygen and wheelchairs, trips to the docks in town. His stays kept getting longer, he knew he was glory bound. My friend, your work is done here, and I'd say you did it well. Your voice rings down from heaven all the way to the devil himself. And now you're God's own yodeler high above the Texas plains. We miss you here in Austin. With love we speak your name. Odaloo, odaloo, dee, odaloo, dee, odaloo. Odaloo, 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 dee, dee, dee. Yep. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Did Don ever play here?
Don Walzer played here, didn't he? Don Walzer just played at the Mucky Duck once in a while, didn't he? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I opened up a couple of shows for Don. And the Pure Texas Band, he said, we play top 40 country music. the top the top country music of the 1940s. He saw my set and he said, "Slaid, you sure do know how to make 'em cry." Whew, I made myself lightheaded after that song, so I think Scrappy better do one for me in case I pass out or something.
I'm hitting the streets, I'm borrowing quotes, I'm down on my knees in a little rowboat in the middle of a river they call the Milky Way. And I'm watching the lightning surround the town. I'm making up stories with who's ever around. But I'd walk all night just to hear what you have to say. And oh, darling, can't you see just how much you mean to me? A wild pony running just because she's free. It's everything you mean to me. And if I'm not what I ought to be, then what you get might be what you see. Oh, I'm your rock and roller, I'm the kid that's just too shy to talk to you. And I've slept on some floors, I've climbed up some walls, I sang glad and sorry in Wichita Falls. But it ain't much of a story till you find someone to tell it to. And oh, darling, can't you see just how much you really mean to me? A songbird whistling from the top of his tree. It's everything you mean to me. Don't keep the minutes, so why count the days? Time's just a second-hand trick anyway. And when I found that magician, he was sleeping out back in his car. So let's have music and laughter, another bottle of wine. Oh Lord, have mercy, you're a friend of mine. Born underneath that same strange, beautiful star. And oh, darling, can't you see just how much you mean to me? Yeah, I built a lock, you found a key. It's everything you mean to me. It's everything you mean to me. It's everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scrappy.
Oh, thank you so much.
I believe that song is on the CD you have at the CD booth as well.
It is on a CD. I have it at the merchandise booth.
Right.
But you know there is a pretty strict
that's
policy.
Right. There is the policy.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and explain the policy?
I've played Scrappy's record. It's really great. I highly recommend it. But the policy is that you should check it out if you have the CD and the vinyl and the songbook and the candle and the cap and the tour T-shirt and the bumper sticker and the koozie. Then you should probably get, if you have all those things, then you should probably consider getting Scrappy's record too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
Just
the
a policy. I signed the contract. I knew. What are those songbooks you got there? Hold on. Have you talked about those?
This is the pandemic songbook. When we lost all of our gigs in the early 2020, we had a lot of time in our hands, so I got on the computer and typed up all the official lyrics and the official chord changes and the chord charts, the fingering charts, even the chords that I play slightly wrong. I've copied them to just the way I play them, which is not the way everybody plays them, but they're in the right keys, so you can play it along with the record, and it's on a ring binder, so you can set it down. You don't have to hold it down like some of those books that pop together if you don't hold on to them. So those are for sale, and like I say, I'll be standing outside for a few minutes with my Sharpies doing Sharpies and selfies, signing stuff and saying howdy to y'all. We really appreciate so much you coming out to the 9th annual Thanksgiving at the Mucky Duck. Thanks so much, everybody. It's New Year's Day, just like the day before. Same old skies of gray, same empty bottles on the floor. Another year gone by, and I'm thinking once again, how can I take this losing hand and somehow win? Just give me one good year to get my feet back on the ground. I've been chasing grace, grace ain't so easily found. One bad hand can devil a man, chase him and carry him down. I gotta get out of here, just give me one good year. I'm burning oil, engines running rough, I drive from job to job, but it's never enough. I can't find the will to just up and get away. Some kind of chain's holding me down to make me stay. Just give me one good year to get my feet back on the ground. I've been chasing grace, and grace ain't so easily found. One bad hand can devil a man, chase him and carry him down. I gotta get out of here, just give me one good year. It's a bitter wind in your face every day. It's the little sins that wear your soul away. When you start giving in, where do the promises all go? Will your darkest hour write a blank check on your soul? Get my feet back on the ground. I've been chasing grace, grace ain't so easily found. One bad hand can devil a man, a good one can turn him around. I gotta get out of here, just get out of here. Just give me one good year. Just give me one good year. Thanks so much for hanging out with us at the Mucky Duck tonight, folks. Scrappy Judd Newcomb on guitar, folks. Karen Cleaves makes it happen behind the scenes.